You ever look at a globe and just wonder, why are some places so unbelievably hot? Well, today, we're zooming in on the one continent that consistently takes the prize for the highest temperatures on the planet. Let's get into it. So yeah, here's the big question. Why Africa? It seems simple, right? But the answer? Oh, the answer is this incredible mix of geography, atmosphere, and just plain old physics. It's not just one thing, it's a bunch of things all working together to basically turn the continent into a giant furnace. So let's unpack that.
All right, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of why, let's just establish the basic, undeniable fact. When you look at the temperature data for the whole world, one massive piece of land stands out, year after year.
Yep, it's Africa, by a long shot. And we're not just talking about one specific hotspot or a freak heat wave. We're talking about the average temperature across the entire continent. It's just fundamentally hotter. So what is the secret sauce? What's the main reason for this constant, intense heat?
Well, it all starts with that classic real estate mantra: location, location, location. Where you are on this planet makes all the difference. And Africa, well, it's got some serious prime real estate when it comes to soaking up the sun's rays. A huge chunk of the African continent sits right in the middle of this, the tropical zone. You can think of it like the Earth's equator belt. This is the sweet spot where the sun's rays hit us most directly, like a laser beam. Less atmosphere to travel through means more concentrated, powerful energy hitting the ground. And that right there? That's the foundational ingredient for Africa's incredible heat. But you know, that direct sunlight, that's just the starting point. That sets the baseline temperature. But then you have 4 other major factors that act like giant amplifiers, cranking that temperature dial all the way up to the extreme levels we see. Let's break them down.
These 4 things create the perfect storm for heat. First up, you have these massive deserts. Dry sand and rock just soak up heat and radiate it back out way more than, say, a forest would. Second, huge parts of the continent have relentlessly clear skies. No clouds means there's nothing to block that intense solar radiation. It just bakes the ground all day long. Third, Africa is just enormous, and land heats up way, way faster than water. With so much interior land far from the ocean, you lose that natural cooling effect. And finally, you don't have a lot of cold ocean currents reaching deep inland to help cool things down. You put all that together, and wow.
And if you want to see all those amplifiers working together in perfect, brutal harmony, you just have to look at the Sahara Desert. It is the absolute epicenter of this heat machine. You could call it the planet's solar hearth. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not just a hot desert, it's the hottest large desert on our planet. This is the place where that perfect combination of direct sun, super dry land, and crystal clear skies reaches its absolute peak. And the result is temperatures that are just hard to even imagine. 45 degrees Celsius, that's about 113 degrees Fahrenheit, by the way. And here's the really wild part. This isn't some once-in-a-century record. This is a temperature that parts of the Sahara hit and even exceed all the time. It's just another Tuesday. This is the normal, everyday reality in the hottest region of the world. So, we've looked at the basic foundation, its location, and we've seen the amplifiers that just turn the dial to 11. Let's put it all together now, in a way that's super easy to remember. Honestly, you can think of it like a recipe, right? Step 1, you start with your main ingredient, a gigantic landmass sitting right under the most intense sunlight. Step 2, you generously mix in the world's largest hot desert. Step 3, you bake that mixture under perpetually clear skies. And for the final step, you make sure to remove any cooling breezes from the ocean. And what do you get? The hottest continent on Earth. So at the end of the day, this isn't just some random fluke. Africa's title as the world's solar hearth is the direct, predictable result of this absolutely unique and powerful meeting of geography and climate. It was literally made for it.
So now we know the why. But knowing that Africa is naturally the planet's furnace, well, that brings up a really critical question for all of us. In a world that's getting warmer everywhere, what does the future look like for a continent that's already defined by such incredible extreme heat? Now that is something to think about.